Good morning, YouTube. Well, morning, night, whatever you guys want to call it. The time right now is 1:30 in the morning. So this is my editing disaster. Now I'll explain in a minute. So I started this YouTube channel with a cell phone as my camera, and I used an i5 laptop, which is about 10 years old. Now, editing on that thing is a nightmare. The screen is not big enough, the resolution is not high enough, it doesn't have enough processing power, it's just barely good enough to cut video and render it. And if you're lucky, it will do the job in a couple of hours. Well, it's pretty much impossible to edit video like that. So that's the reason I took a break after almost 3 months of filming and editing, and you'll guys see those videos when the channel actually goes live. And there won't be any break because I am collecting the videos slowly, building them up, and then I'll put them all up. But the point is this. The equipment I had to start the YouTube channel was inadequate. And me being a computer person, I mess around with computers a lot. And recently, my wife, Dawn, you've seen her on a few videos, she found someone donating a bunch of computers. Two of them were network servers. And one of them in particular was an excellent machine, because one of them is this network server right here. It's an old Dell PowerEdge T610. It has two processors. Each processor is a quad-core processor. So in essence, it's an 8-core machine. It came with built-in 16 gigs of memory, and it came with 3 of these SAS drives. My point is this server is an adequate machine to edit on. I did a quick random test edit on this machine that has no logic at all, just random cuts, a bunch of transitions at certain points, rendered the video in about 10 minutes, versus me doing the same thing on my i5 laptop. It would have taken me probably 2 to 3 hours. Seriously. So this machine is awesome. Running smooth as hell. I love this thing. This is awesome. Now, a few days ago, we went to a garage sale, and in that garage sale, so I found one of these guys. Now, at the time when I saw it at the garage sale, I didn't even see the face of this machine. I didn't know what it was. The only thing I saw was the back of the computer. I saw these. When we were walking around, and I saw these USB ports, and if you notice, the back of the USB ports are blue. Now, blue USB ports can only mean one thing. That means USB 3.0. That means this computer has to be a new computer. Probably a Gen 2 or Gen 3 i-series. It turns out that the BIOS showed it's a i5 processor. It came with 8 gigs of memory. Powered it on. It ran great. I decided I'm gonna try to do an edit test on it and see how it went. There was one problem. This computer came with a built-in native graphics card, and those are terrible. You can't really do anything about that. But it has two PCI 16 lanes, which allows you to fit a graphics card. Something I could not do on the server without modifying one of the PCI lanes, but this thing can't fit in there because I need to modify a PCI channel, otherwise it's not going to physically fit. However, this fits here. The problem is it does not fit in the original case. So I have one of these cases, but of course it's a Dell, and this board is an HP board, and if you're gonna modify anything to fit, if I'm gonna place this board in here, it doesn't fit. The back mask does not fit, the holes of the ports don't fit, the holes for the board on the case don't fit. So what else can we do? How can we put this thing in there? Well, it looks like I have some work cut out for me. Looks like I'm gonna have to modify this case to accept this motherboard. And yes, this case is gonna accept this motherboard. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pretty much modify this to accept that board. Now, the way I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna cut this mask out, remove it completely off. Then I'm gonna cut these rivets, or drill these 4 rivets on this to remove this siding so I won't damage it. After the siding is off, I'm gonna cut pretty much a big hole in here, and after I cut this big hole in here, I'm gonna do the same thing to this. However, what I'm gonna do on this end is slightly different. You see how this is the siding and this is the bottom plate of the board? They're separate. So that means that I can cut this piece out and remove it and take it anywhere I want. So the plan is I'm gonna cut the area that the board used to sit on. So I'll have a mask for the board, and I'm gonna take this and place it in there. Now, the next question I have in my mind is if I'll be able to take this little back mask with me. That would be great, but I don't know if that's gonna work or not. I'm gonna have to fiddle around with it and see how this is gonna happen. And next up is pretty much modifying this case to accept this motherboard. Now once I modify this and be able to install the motherboard in here, I will have an awesome i5 computer to edit on and a server to run all my renderings on, and that will allow me to make lightning fast videos. So let's get to work.